Hey guys, and welcome to the Cow Emporium. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the $50 February challenge that's coming up in February of 2024. So Rich and Holly at the Old Sweets Farm, Rich reached out to Glenn and I and said, do you want to do this challenge again? We had a lot of fun last year. And Rich said that there was a lot of people that were interested in joining the challenge, but they came into it a little bit too late. And so I hope that some of those people are watching today and they want to get going. Rich has already put out a nice video about this, so thank you, Rich, and sorry that mine is so late, but we still do have about 8 months before we have to worry about that. And we've got we've got 4 months at least to grow stuff in the garden. So what is the $50 February challenge about? If you haven't ever heard of it and you're new to the channel, this will be the 4th year that my husband and I have done a challenge in February of eating only what we grew, raised, harvested, foraged, hunted, and fished. And this last year we added traded, and we were so glad we did because we traded something that we could grow for something that we didn't grow, like lentils we traded for last year, which was awesome, and some deer sausage. So this year, we're going to continue on with that theme of eating only what you grew, raised, harvested, foraged, or traded or hunted in February of 2024. And this time is just a smidgen different. So everybody, if there's a couple doing this challenge, then each person in the couple gets $50 to spend. So ultimately you get $100 for a couple, and then $25 per extra person that are in the challenge in your home. And we decided to do this because the cost of groceries has gone up quite a bit, and we appreciate that. We want people to have fun doing this challenge and not necessarily be miserable the whole time. When my husband and I did it the first year, I'll tell you, we were miserable, but we made it. Oh my goodness. So there was some discussion last year about using the money that you make on the farm, selling livestock or selling produce or eggs or something to purchase things that you don't have. And Rich and Glenn and I talked about this, and we said, well, that's all well and good, except for Glenn and I, our main income comes from the farm. So it doesn't really seem fair, and it wouldn't seem like much of a challenge because then we, could just buy whatever we wanted leading up to the challenge to fill up the pantry because our income is from the farm. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask me to clarify in the comments, please. And I wanted to let you know that there are free pantry items. And I think back to the homesteading days, and the homesteaders here, homesteaders, in Canada, we mostly call them homesteaders, the people that were the first ones to own the land. And so Glenn's grandparents, for example, were the first ones to have their name on a title for the land that we live on currently. And they had to purchase everything from the store, but their pantry items that they always had on stock would have included salt and pepper, oil, yeast, baking powder, baking soda, and cornstarch, coffee, or tea. So these are the free pantry items that we have. And I've been asked why specifically those things. Well, that's what Glenn and I started with, and that's what we're carrying forward with. And we didn't include flour in that because we grow wheat here on the farm. And so we had access to wheat to grind to make into flour for making our breads and muffins and pancakes and such. So that's why wheat is not included, but I feel that especially with the increase in the $50 per person for this challenge, that buying flour or whatever you need to bake with is certainly doable. So that is, what else do I have to talk about that? Glenn and I really focus. We do have a garden that we sell garden boxes for. It's truly grown like a market garden. But we keep some of the harvest for ourselves out of there. And we really focus on for ourselves having the heavy hitters when it comes to calories and goodness for our body, nutrition, like potatoes and carrots, squashes, and then the herbs to flavor those things with. So we have focused, after the first year we did this, and it was so boring. Oh my gosh. Like, we did our best, but we didn't save as many herbs as we wanted to. So we really focus on putting the herbs into the ground and growing them and storing them in whatever fashion you like. We dehydrate or freeze most of our stuff because we don't own a freeze dryer and I don't have time to can. It's funny, busier than when I was when my kids were younger because I was home with them more. Okay, so that's what $50 February is all about. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. Check out Rich and Holly at the Old Sweets Farm, and the description, I'll put the channels that we know of that are currently joining. And if you don't have a channel and you still want to join, follow along because we're going to be posting videos of our garden and any preserving that we do along the way. And then you can let us know at that time what you're doing, what you're up to. Okay, I'm excited, you guys, and I want you to be excited too. And I want you to do just your best in whatever you have. I want you to do your best. Maybe it doesn't look like as extreme a challenge as we do it, and that's totally fine. I appreciate what you can do. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.